Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and my man here, Draskell. Of course, we're ready for the grand finals now of the EU qualifiers. We have had to say goodbye to Sinnerin today. We have also had to say goodbye to... Hey, who's the other team? My goodness, I can't even remember. But we've got... Who was this, Griff? There's only no diggity out. Wait, we were down to what, the final two? At Finem Empire. Thanks, Griff.
That's usually how a finals works.
Yes,
Owen, is three teams.
I'm so lost right now. I do not know what the time zone is, but I do know we're gonna have an amazing best of 5 on our hands. Ab Finem Empire. My goodness, Andy, I'm sure you're as excited, if not more than me, as we get ourselves into the draft of Game 1 of the Grand Finals. Let's go, boys and girls. Let's go. Here we have it. Empire, Ab Finem. What are we going to do? Ban out the Bounty Hunter. Come on, boys. Don't be silly. Don't be stupid. Ban out the Bounty Hunter. They'll start with the Eye, but I can guarantee they'll ban out the Bounty Hunter, Andy. Why would they not ban out the Bounty Hunter?
I mean, you say that.
Oh,
They're going to ban it, right?
they're going to ban out the Bounty Hunter.
Oh. No, they have first pick.
Okay,
they have first pick.
they're going to pick the Bounty Hunter, Andy.
Maybe.
Maybe.
They could also pick something that opens up well against the Bounty Hunter itself. Like,
Slaughter?
at Finem have... Well, you can do, like, the Slardar, you can do Spirit Breaker. There's a couple of openings that's pretty good against.
Let's have a look. Second ban for Ab Finem. What do they want to take? I mean, do they ban out the Bounty Hunter? That is the question. I mean, they may not be too worried about the way the Empire plays it, though, because they know how to deal with the Bounty Hunter themselves, of course.
I think it's just too much of a comfort zone thing. Like, if Empire take it, Ad Finem know how to play against it, and if they get it, because Empire opened up with, like, a Sardar instead, then I think it's probably still okay for you. Because it's just such a comfort zone thing for maybe next time that even if, you know, they have potentially, like, a good opening or whatever, he still manages to find a lot on the hero, but they're contemplating it, taking their time.
They really are. They're going right into the reserve time here as well. Ab Finem, I mean, it's a serious match. It's a serious series. They've got to take this... everything into account. That you do not want to start to lose games here. I mean, if you look at the way the two sides have come here, both have played one best of 3 so far today. Empire, they're coming straight off the back of one against No Diggity. Ab Finem, they've had themselves a little bit of a break. They've got that upper hand. They were able to watch that last series. It'll be interesting to see how they react. They'll take away the Enchantress. We know Meposhka loves it. Now he's going to pick Beast. Bounty Hunter's still there. Bounty Hunter is still there. I'll be super surprised if Ad Finem do not just pick that Bounty. I mean, that Bounty Hunter. Surely, Andy.
I'm kind of wondering because Beastmaster is also really good against Bounty, like as an opener.
Yeah, once he gets the Necro free and such, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's harder for the Bounty to sneak about.
I mean, Slardar is also available. Okay, it will.
They might go Bounty Slardar. Okay, Bounty Sven, interesting one. It's obviously it is a comfort hero for Madara. But they get their Bounty Hunter, and I think Ab Finem are going to be very happy with this. I don't quite know the exact numbers, but as I was saying earlier today, the win rate with Bounty Hunter, it's easily plus 80%, and they've played it a lot. They've got a lot of games that stat's coming from. It really is.
I think throughout all tournaments, the number was like 70%, or 72, something like that. Like, yeah, their overall win rate with the hero is ridiculously high, so they're going to be happy with it. But it's interesting because Beastmaster is a hero that I don't think at least I've seen go through the ban phase all day. At least not in the last series. He was banned every single game. So the fact that, you know, Ad Finem are willing to give away a Beastmaster but not an Enchantress is a little bit strange because normally you would think that playing Bounty Hunter is going to be the counter to the Ench because you just follow the Ench around in the woods and you can't really get anything out of the jungle. So I'm kind of wondering what the reasoning is behind letting the Beastmaster through instead of the Ench.
I mean, as you said, it's an interesting choice from Ab Finem, but I'm sure they've got a plan for it. We saw earlier how Ab Finem came up against the side of No Diggity, and they were able to bring something that no one else has kind of been able to bring against No Diggity so far here in the qualifiers. So we'll see if they've done the research on Empire. They must have a plan, and here we go with the targeted bans. They take away the Disruptor, and they take away, of course, as well, that Oracle, which we have known King R to be very, very good on in the past. He does like to play kind of those support heroes where there's the save feature. He likes to play his Vengeful Spirit with the swaps. The Oracle, of course, as well, one of his kind of main big player heroes. And while Empire now, with their bans in return, take away the Thug TA, take away the Scarlet Darks here. Really sensible stuff and stuff that could have worked very, very comfortably with their lineup. And talking about comfortable, Ad Finem, they'll fall back onto the Witch Doctor. I mean, you can never really go wrong with the Witch Doctor. And Ad Finem, they run a lot of different strats. There's always a place for Witch Doctor in.
Yeah, for sure. It's really good against the Beast, too, in lane. You throw it at the Boars, they pretty much just fall over. They get stun locked forever. You know, if you have your boar out of position, you can yourself get stun locked if you're not paying attention. It's just, wow, okay, super fast drafting here. Had Finem have been loving the Ember lately, by the way. Thug has been playing that hero great.
We did see indeed. They had that game against No Diggity, the one that they lost, in fact. But Thug's Ember performance was absolutely insane. I mean, one of the only reasons they did lose that game was down to the draft disadvantage of not being able to push high ground. Obviously, with a Sven, that's going to be much better this time round. And yeah, Thug Ember Spirit. It's ridiculously good. He plays it incredibly actively across the map early on, and what was really refreshing to see in the No Diggity game, he played it very aggressively. He actually died quite a few times early on, 2 times in fact, but then after that, he was able to clean up his game. He managed to outfarm, I believe, an Alchemist in that game as well. It was ridiculous. We can expect fantastic things from the Thug Ember Spirit. In return, Empire, they're going to grab that Faceless Void here, and with that, it looks to be... what's the plan? Is this going to be a carry voice? Who's Ramses playing this game?
Ramses plays Beast, I think, when they do this.
Okay. Yeah,
I think they just have Afterlife Void, Ramses, Safe Lane Beastmaster, and then Scandal mid Mirana.
All right. I mean, are you liking this? Is this the way that Empire need to deal with Finem and their Bounty Hunter, which a lot of teams seem unable to do so?
Well, I can tell you that having a very early Book 3 will help a lot against the Bounty, because you can use it as a 5-man pushing mechanism as well. So Bounty is notoriously bad against 5-man. I think Finem are going to go SB here. They typically do when they don't have the access to like the Night Stalker or another offlaner for Skylark, but we'll see. Furion is also available, but maybe not. It could actually still work, but probably between those two for me. But in regards to the safe lane Beast, yeah, it can be really strong. Ramses has played it in the past. Okay,
I don't think we've seen this recently.
They don't usually play Brood.
But I just have in my head that in the past I have seen Skylark pull out the Brood play. He is definitely a Brood player, but not.
I mean, it's really good against their lineup. I just didn't think that he played it.
All right, boys. We have got the potentially surprise Brood here. I mean, we weren't reading it. Maybe Empire weren't either. As you said, you feel it's, as you said, why is the Brood pick in your eyes such a good 5th pick here against Empire?
Well, they have pretty limited wave clear, and in the early game, they're not necessarily good at killing the Brood either. So sometimes, you have 2 options. You can have a good team at killing the Spiderlings, which Empire don't have. Or you could have a team that's good at just straight up killing the Brood, which Empire also don't have. So there's like no Spirit Breaker, no Disruptor. That's what the second ban phase was for Finem. They were basically setting up for the Brood pick. I mean, sure, Disruptor is good against a lot of offlaners, but banning the Disruptor in general against that particular hero, a Dust and a Thunderstrike is usually just a death sentence for a Brood. So in this sense, they have a lot harder of a time kind of keeping Skylark down in that laning phase. But yeah, this will be a little bit different for them. I mean, 4 of their heroes are relatively comfort zone picks, but the Brood is something that at least I personally haven't seen out of them yet.
Yeah, this is going to be very, very, very exciting to watch here. Add Finem, Empire, the 2 top teams here in the EU region playing in this best of 5 for that ticket to the Manila Major in the next coming month. And, well, without any further ado, let's get ourselves stuck into the game. Major hype indeed from Spartan. And Thug, he seems to always do this. He always calls good luck, and he puts an unhappy face. I've got to ask him about that. I don't know what the etiquette is there, but he seems to do it a lot. Normally before he actually ends up winning the game. I think he does it every time a team lets him get Bounty Hunter. I think that's what it is. I think it feels bad for the team that they've managed to get maybe next time on the Bounty because it is rather dirty. But without any further ado,
he's just like condolences. Here's an unhappy face to show that I empathize with you. Good game.
I think so. It's I don't know. We'll see. We'll see indeed if Empire have the answer to the Finem Bounty Hunter. Obviously, No Diggity did not earlier today when we saw them let Finem get it through their draft, but. Well, from left to right, let's have a look at the lowdown. So on the side of Finem on the Witch Doctor, starting off, we've got Spartan. He's going to be supporting up Madara on that safe lane Sven. In the middle, Thug on something that he's very comfortable on his Ember Spirit. We're going to have maybe next time. I mean, this man, he lives and breathes the Bounty Hunter. He's going to be roaming around on that. We can see already going for the same 2 ward spots that he does every game. He always goes for this play. Might not get away with it there because I think Maposhka spotted it out. But finally on the side of Finem, Skylark on the off lane on the Broodmother. Over on the side of Empire, still some comfortable stuff coming out from them. Afterlife gets his Faceless Void. Ramses gets the Beastmaster through the draft, something that we really rarely see teams let an opponent do here in this current qualifiers. Scandal on his mid lane, Mirana, another very comfortable play and a hero for him. King Art on the Lion, and finally Meposhka on that Earth Spirit, a hero that of course has been touched down in the recent patch, but we have seen still that Meposhka can still pull out the plays on the Earth Spirit.
Yeah, it should be it's a really close draft in my opinion. I think the one thing to keep an eye on is obviously the Brood, because whenever there's a Brood game, you have to just look at that hero's lane and say, okay, what can Skylark actually get done up here? If he gets a lot, he'll be able to pressure the lane. Once Ramses starts moving around, which you typically will as a Beastmaster, as soon as you get like your book 1 or 2, he might decide to try to go for a gank or something like that. But yeah, It'll be a lot down to what they can accomplish here. If this lane starts a snowball, Empire are going to have to focus a ton of attention up here to try to stop it.
And it's going to be interesting to see as well how well this top lane goes. As we see that MNT did just wander and he blocked the pull camp. Now going for a bit of a tickle onto King R, just forcing this line back. And I mean, so looking at this top lane, having the Lion supporting the Beastmaster, how well suited is this combo to deal with, I mean, the Brood on its own, but also the fact that there's going to be a Bounty Hunter roaming around occasionally?
Well, they're definitely not killing him unless they bring Miposhka. He's kind of in the area. I don't think the Bounty Hunter necessarily has any intents of like sticking around, because you want the Brood to get levels. Even if you're not going to get the farm, you want to get a couple of points into the spawn spiderling so you can at least like start the jungle if need be. And instead of staying there, he's going to just try to harass Scandal a bit. Gets the D ward on mid too, so good on him.
I can see both Miposhka and Ramsey just clearing out some of the trees here. Maybe setting up for an easy attempt at killing the spider once they decide to start laying down more detection. They've already got that bit just on the side of the offlane. And Skylark, he's already ready with his own sentry just in case the side of Empire try and come in and look to go for a one-up on the vision gate. MNC, he's going to head back up here. Does need to be a little bit careful because there is a sentry down and Miposhka right on top of it. So if they get vision of the bounty, they could try for a jump in, but maybe next time, you know, he really is a magician on this hero, and he's just playing it safe. He's going to be very well aware of the movements and the placements that the side of Empire go for, and it looks like he's just trying to chance here for a cheeky courier snipe.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to fall for it necessarily. He changed up his warding a tiny bit from what we saw him doing in the previous games. Normally he'd just put the ward between the tier 1 and the tier 2, but teams started catching on to that and just de-warding it every single time. So he has made some small adjustments to his bounty play already here.
Oh, with this DD damage as well, he does lay into Scandal nicely there, and Scandal will be forced to use the Salve. At the moment, up top, Miposhka looking for the rolling on Skylark. Skylark keeping himself safe. Has still got that other sentry, so we'll see if he does try and go for a D-ward when he becomes aware. Still with the pinging out, MNC has come up to the top just in case anything kicks off. And as we can see, the Skylark just trying to snipe what he can here from this pool that King R's got going on.
I mean, this is still a really heavy commitment from Empire in the early game. They're pretty much just sitting the Air Spirit up here with a Lion and not rotating around, like not trying to pressure the middle lane at all. So Thug and the Mirana, like sure, Scandal's a tiny bit ahead, but typically if you have one hero just threatening a rotation, it makes Thug's lane a heck of a lot more difficult than it is already, and this is just a Brood effect. Skylark's just able to sit up here, he's soaking some EXP, maybe not as much as the Void, but he's still getting a lot done just by making the support stay up here.
As you said, yeah, Thug, the fact that he's not going to worry about this, he's having a great time. One lane we've not really talked about much is this bottom lane, and as we see Afterlife actually going in on Spartan here. Spartan taking a fair few wallops here from the Faceless Void. Void himself, 11 for 0. He's finding a little bit afterlife in this lane. The levels are good as well, just about to touch upon level 4. But at the same time, he's not able really, by the looks of it, to do too much in terms of slowing down this Sven's farm for Madara.
I mean, he's getting a lot, like, considering. Yeah. It's not like the highest kill potential lane. It's a double stun, but most Svens don't opt to max their stun anymore, so it's not like they're going to have any threat of killing him. So it's like off laners. Maybe, you know, Ad Finem are committing a little bit less because they have MNT walking around the map so much, but he's still level 2. Bounty Hunter just stays very low level for a long time in these games. So all things considered, I'd say it's about even for both teams.
Well, as we can see, Empire, they're trying to utilize the fact they've got 3 heavy heroes orientating around the top. They're just trying to get the pressure down onto this tier 1. Quick D-ward here, in fact. Dust is going to come out and out. They're going to look to move in and try and dive this tower for MNT. Kicking through the boulder here. MNT, can he get himself away from King R? No, he can't. The Axis fly through. Ramses will be able to secure themselves first blood in it. It looks like Finem not really willing to try and rotate and punish that dive, even though they do hang around that tier 1 for quite a while, Empire.
Yeah, it's a little bit interesting, actually, that he ended up getting caught there, because he came from behind the tower, right? Or he did walk through lane, because they do have a sentry down, but I'm not sure if the sentries would scouted him and they just did for a random dust hoping that they would catch somebody, or if they actually knew he was there. But either way.
Well, because I think when Miposhka came around, he planted the observer ward and then it got de-warded straight away.
Yeah,
so they were like, wow, what's going on? What's going on? And indeed, they found the bounty. Still, it's a slow start to this game, 5.5 minutes in, but looking at the net worth, it's still incredibly even. The mid lane, very, very much even between both Scandal and Thug. Maybe as you said though, Thug, he's going to be a little bit happy with the fact that he's gotten away with the amount of farm that he has in terms of the fact that, you know, his Earth Spirit just hasn't been looking to come down to the bottom lane. And well, bottom lane, trying to go on to Afterlife, but he's going to be fine. I'll take a bit from the Maledict to tell him what's still on cooldown, but He's certainly not going to die. Interesting stuff at the moment. MNT's just getting the intel, and it will spot out the fact that there's a rotation coming out, and this is the power of the bounty hunter. They see the spirit, they see the lion. Actually going to be able to make a jump on him here, and maybe next time in a bit of trouble. Miposhka, he's going to kick and he's going to run. A little bit too scared of the fact that Thug was coming out with the rotation as well there. And bottom lane with this Moonlight Shadow, Scandal started to move in position. Oh, here we go with the arrow, catches out Spartan. Afterlife gets himself away with the Starstorm though bursting down this Witch Doctor. Can he get himself away? Is the Warcry going to be enough? Oh, the Duke's not quite enough. Scandal chops down the trees, jumps down to the low ground, will get himself away, and nice use of the Moonlight Shadow and nice rotation there from the Mirana. In fact, he tries for an arrow, nearly catching the Sven. Won't be the case. Still hanging around for a bit. Afterlife's got the Chrono. They're going to drop it. Scandal, he's fighting from the low ground, but then Starstorm, it's there again. And a great play from Empire, securing themselves a third kill on the board. And the rotation from Scandal, more than just successful.
Man, that was actually a way better fight than I was expecting it to be from Empire. Just able to turn it around so easily with the Void, just time leaping away. That's one of those situations where you kind of wonder, you know, if I was maxing stun on the Sven, would that have kind of gone down that way? You know, maybe Afterlife dies instead and they don't get the kill.
Or trying to run on the Spartan as well. Didn't quite connect them, Miposhka. Maybe if it did, they would have had the opening to find themselves another kill. But yeah, this lane going very, very nicely indeed now for them. And I do like this as well, the fact that the Void, he's picked up the infused raindrops. That's going to really help against the Maledictics.
I mean, he's pretty much going to take no damage. It's just like really hard for him to die on this lane, as we've already talked about. But, you know, he's having a good game, but the Brood's not too far behind. Like, Skylark is almost completely caught up in terms of farm now, because as soon as the support's rotated away, he starts creep cutting. There's not really much that the Beastmaster can do about that. He is maxing axes, which is something that you don't see very much anymore, but I'm pretty sure it's just in response to the fact that he is against the Spiderlings. And it actually does slow down his push quite a bit. Like, he's not going to have that Inner Beast with his book until quite a bit later.
I mean, Ramses, though, we've got to talk about his CS. I mean, he's been having a ridiculous amount of farm up top. As we can see.
He's owning for sure.
I don't think he's missed a single one. It doesn't seem like a bounty gets caught out. They will find him there, and a 4th one for the side of Empire. This is certainly the kind of start they need. It really, really is. 4-0, 8 minutes in, and as we can see, the 2 top net worth on the board, and Ramsey's now with the Necro book as well, so we'll see how Scarlet kind of plays around this still on the Broodmother. But
well, he is going to need book 3 before it actually grants true sight,
he is indeed. But
if they get dust, they can go for a roar and a kill.
And if Scarlet ever goes too aggressive diving the tower, if they can set it up with a roar, there's certainly going to be potential with the damage output. Well, as we can see, just a lot of pressure being put on by this Brood. And it looks like no reaction here from Empire, so Brood might be able to finish off this top tier 1, Afterlife. He's coming around here into the jungle. MNT, still eyes on him. Afterlife does have a Chrono Time Walk as well, so not a huge amount that MNT can do to harass this Void, who's going to be working for that Vlad's first. Not something that we see every game. Sometimes Voids, if they feel that they can, they'll go for kind of that Treads blink, but opting for the Vlad's in. Wow, there we go. So straight away, they know that that bounty's around. Smoke dispelled immediately on the face's Void.
Yeah, that was nicely done there from MNT. And that's the kind of stuff that, you know, Bounty Hunter players just need to recognize. It's worth it if you're a little bit lower on level because, look, you break that smoke, they get nothing. They lose a tier 1 in the process because the Brood is, like, always pushing top. And because of it now, Empire are at a bit of a loss, you know. Like, what do we do now? Because we didn't actually get the kill.
Just on point. Here we go with the Axis as well. Necro books out. Has he got the damage to deal with this Broodmother, though? Skylark trying to walk it off here. They'll get the mana burn in. But he's back on the web. Okay, Afterlife with the perfect rotation. Coming in with the Chronosphere. Skylark, though. The dust has worn out. The Axes miss, and Brood's going to get himself away. There's a dust again in 10 seconds, but Skylark's fine. Oh, bottom lane, though, Spartan isn't. Miposhka coming in with a roly-boly.
They lost the Courier, though. So MNT sniped the Courier. They lost Spartan because of it. But yeah, still a 5-kill lead here for Empire in the early game. It's not... It's definitely good for them. Like they're getting ahead in terms of experience at least, but I think with the Courier snipe and the tower, Finem actually jump back ahead just slightly. Just waiting to see if Ramses decides he wants to continue up his farm, or does he want to get to the book 3, or does he want to just go for the Blink Dagger instead to try to force some engagements? Because historically, when Empire play this lineup, they usually go for like book 2 into Blink, then into start to push. But I don't know. I think with the early failed rotation, it might be better for him just to try to farm up a bit, keep the Brood at bay. Keep your tier 2 alive, and then once you get Blink, then you can start fighting. Midas
is now going to be picked up here by Scoundrel, and well, we'll see if they are indeed able to do anything. Yeah, Brood getting a lot of space still top. Very painful for the fact that Empire weren't able to kill her with the commitment of the Roar and the Chrono earlier. Oh, Axe is coming through and actually killing a fair few Spiderlings there, so Ramses will be happy with that one. Of course, one of the reasons as well for kind of his inflated CS, he has been able to clear out a few of these each times with the Axes.
You know whose CS isn't inflated?
Sven.
The Sven.
Yeah, absolutely. He's 97 on the board at the moment, and what we're seeing, Treads, Helm, Ogre Club done already on his way to what we'd imagine the Sanch bottom lane. With the Maledict down the Death Ward as well, Thug's going to burst through as well, and is the tick damage going to be enough? I don't think it is by the looks of that first burst. It's going to be close. Oh, he will go back to the base in time, and top lane, sentries laid down, and they'll punish MNT. A 6-1 there, Ramses able to help find it. And mid lane, they'll continue to push. Madara coming in, there's a DD on Scandal. See how much he's able to find, but still 6-0. This is a pretty good opening here for Empire. I mean, the farm is still there for Finem. They do have that bounty. Once the track comes online, they can certainly kind of rectify any kind of financial loss that they're having here in the early game, but I think Empire, they'll be pretty comfortable with the way this is going.
Yeah, a lot of it's going to come down to, you know, when Ramsey starts moving around. We've talked about him already. And, you know, Scandal's been quietly just kind of accumulating kills, and he's got a Midas going. He's almost level 10 at just 12 minutes, so he's also doing, like, a phenomenal job in regards to his overall map presence. So it's like you were saying, Empire are doing all right. But even with the 6-kill advantage, you can't feel totally comfortable in this position, because with that kill advantage, you're still trailing in experience and gold again. Like, you've lost your off-lane tier 1, you've lost your safe lane tier 1. You know, at Finem, they're going to have their bounty hunter level 6 here very soon, so MNT had a bit of a slow start, but he's starting to catch up.
It doesn't look like we've got a bit of the old Carla there. Are we missing anything, Andy?
Yeah, Ramses is dead. We're missing that. Safe lane has been ganked.
Go radio cast, Andy. We're going to need it.
All right, so Ramses got ganked in the top lane. The response from Empire here is 2 heroes teleporting in. Maposhka on the Earth Spirit and King are on the Lion. They both have their ultimates available, but it doesn't look like Ad Finem want to pursue. And while this is happening, Empire are counter-pressuring mid with the Void, being played by Afterlife, and Scandal playing on the Mirana. Right, looks like they might actually back off. They did force a glyph, though.
They should be able to get the final touch. They do.
Yeah.
Scandal does actually get the touch, though. Yeah, we're back in. We're back in. And how are you liking this? So the Sven, actually with the Ogre Club, going for the early Echo Saber.
It's been the standard build, more or less. Yep. It's just like for Sven, it's super value, because really all you need to do is get a couple of hits off when your God Strength is active. It gives him mana regen, which he normally doesn't build into. Gives him okay stats, and movement speed and attack speed slow for the 0.6 seconds allows you to get, you know, normally 2, maybe even 3 auto attacks off during that time. So it's just, for Sven and Tiny, I'd say it's probably about the best item in this progression, and it's also cheaper than SNY.
Absolutely. We'll see indeed what is going to come out with that one, if how much he's going to prioritize just finding the farm continuously in top lane. Look at this. Bots onto the creep. Skylark sets it up with the Orchid. Thug's there as well. Ramsey's trying to get himself away, and Maposhka will come in here. Magnetize drops as well. They'll find the Raw onto Thug here. They might just be able to finish him off here. Pop the chains out. It's not going to save him. Thug getting punished there. Bounty comes in for a cleanup kill. Does find one, but the sentry's down. MNT trying to get himself out of the range, but he's been dusted up as well. They'll find themselves a double kill there for Ramses. Very, very nicely done. I mean, at least the bounty was able to find a kill in return, but a 2-for-1 trade. Empire will continue to be happy, and they might even find more finger onto Spark. The Starstorm burst as well. It's a mega kill streak now for Scandal. And we're looking at 9 for 2 on the board here.
Yeah, they've been doing a really good job at counter-ganking. You know, when they went on that, MNT was kind of in the area as well. I'm surprised they didn't wait for him to just scout out, you know, look to see if Maposhka or the Lion were behind, and then try to go for the gank. Because it feels like it would have just been overall safer play. And, you know, worst case scenario, maybe MNT walks into the ward vision because they had a sentry and a ward there, and he ends up backing up. But all things considered, what they paid in regards to what they got was totally not worth it, even if you want to count track into that. Like, losing your bounty and your Ember for just a Beastmaster is not worth it, like, at all, ever. So, Empire is still looking pretty good at the moment. Just going to have a quick pause here. And while we're paused, I guess we can talk about Maposhka sitting on a crap load of gold. Not sure if he's going to go for the Urn or Arcanes, or maybe just straight Veil. That's also been a really popular choice, and it's going to be good synergy with Mirana too, because Scandal is going for the Aghanims as well. I think Empire are kind of hitting all the timings.
And Scandal's going to have it at a pretty decent time as well, looking at the progress here. He's got the point booster, 1100 gold on top of it, and with that Midas, you know, if he keeps playing the way he is, he should be fine. He's 5-0-1 at the moment. It's been a very, very tasty opening game here for the Mirana. So we'll see. Indeed, so yeah, Mana Boots coming out from Miposhka. And, well, we'll see what the next big play is. I wonder if they are going to want to go for a smoke. Miposhka, he's got one on him at the moment. They don't have the finger, though, but with Afterlife, they've got that chrono set up. Let's see what they can find out here with this one. I mean, looking at Miposhka, how long till Magnetize? He's got it back in 12 seconds, so that may just be ready for the next engagement. Let's see, jumping in, no messing around. They want to punish Thug, and they're going to be able to do it. Chrono into Arrow. No chance for this Ember Spirit to escape, and it's a clean one. It may just be one hero, but absolutely the hero that they'd be happy to find there, Empire. And just shutting down Thug at this point as well is going to be really huge and kind of just stunting the growth of Finem here in the first 15 minutes.
Especially considering Finem really do like to play with their Ember Spirit aggressively. Like we saw the bots top lane onto the Brood when they were going for the kill on Ramses. So they want to be active. They want to make use of the kill power with having the Ember in the early fights with level 4 Searing Chains, level 4 Flame Guard with the track speed. It's a devastating combination if utilized correctly, but Empire are just doing a really nice job at playing aggressive and landing a hit before Finem can hit back.
One thing though, Skylark continues to get a lot of space with this Brood. So much so, in fact, that he will be able to claim himself this tier 2. Oh, nice stun. Very nice stun and denied from Miposhka. Very nicely done.
Afterlife, no sphere this time. I think this is quite a difficult kill, actually.
They've got the Hex and the stun, but yeah, have they got the damage to go through it? Yeah, they're not even going to get the chance here. Remnancing out. Thug playing it safe now. Actually, maybe with the Mirana there as well. If they found the Hex and the stun into the arrow, they would have killed him. So.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Nice reaction there from Ember, just getting himself out.
Yeah, the deep warding from MNT continues to pay dividends for Finem. He had placed that ward, I think, when around the time Thug was getting ganked mid, so they can pretty much see most of the movement walking outside of Empire space.
He's trying for the courier mid. Nice little pick off there for MNT.
This guy's got like a sixth sense for the courier. Really just always seems to find it at least one or two times a game.
And we see, well, Empire did moonlight up, maybe seeing if they could catch someone out, potentially around those Ancients, which are going to start to stack up. And top lane, Ramses in with the Raw, Necro books out as well. MNT, can he get himself out of this one? One more touch will do it. And Ramses brings down the Bounty Hunter. More money into the pocket here of this Beastmaster, who, of course, already sitting on the blink. Level 1 Necro, it's pretty much going to be level 2 now. He's got the recipe gold. So still the progress going very, very nicely here for the safe lane Beastmaster.
Things are getting pretty spooky here for Finem. I mean, giving away a handful of kills in the laning phase is fine, but it's kind of reaching excessive territory at this point. Everyone's just getting picked off all over the place, and we haven't really seen Finem gather up in force to try to do much of anything. So we're looking at Madara now. We're kind of like, okay, you got Blink, Echo Saber, Dominator. You're going to need BKB in order to fight this lineup, but at the same time, there's a Void and a Beastmaster. So what is your critical mass? When do you actually come online?
That really is the question. I mean, Ember Spirit is finding a fair bit of space now as well. You know, Thug, he's got himself up to over 2k, so he's going to be well on his way to working towards the battlefield. Actually opting for the Blink first here.
Okay, this is all in my opinion.
And let's go. They're ready to go all in, straight onto Scandal. It will jump away, but the track's down, and there's the slide to finish off the deal. Easy track gold here for the boys, but yeah, a really interesting pickup. Bots into Blink Dagger. Let's see how well Thug can play around with this one.
I think they're kind of assuming, you know, we're already kind of behind just from the way the game is being played out, and we don't want to continually let Empire get farther ahead because we're against Beastmaster, right? If we start losing map control against a Beastmaster, we're never going to get it back. It's just unbelievably difficult to play against that hero from behind. So if we continue to fight and we're finding picks and we establish our own map control, then the Blink Dagger will pay for itself through track gold, and we don't have to go for like the Battle Fury, because if he goes Battle Fury right now, that means their initiation potential is lessened, and they might never get a good opportunity for the Ember to like be in a fight. Because what if he just gets chronoed and he has Battle Fury boots? At least, you know, if he has Blink, there's an opportunity for him to dodge it as well.
Dodge the chrono. Also, if they've got vision on the Beastmaster, have a chance to get out before the raw cast animation is complete. Yeah. It's going to make it a lot harder to catch out Thug. And Thug really is a safe player on the Ember Spirit. As I said, we saw in the game earlier, he died 2 times in the early game. A little bit akin to here, but after that point, he did not die again in the game. He played it very, very safely indeed. So I'm sure when it counts, which he will indeed do here in this best of 5 series, the winner going to Manila, we'll see him kind of bring the top of his game. Scandal, though, he's doing the same. The farm is still perfect here for the Mirana. 100 gold, and he will have that Aghanims done. So Scandal's farm is going to start to increase tenfold. But still, Ramsey's the man, top of the last hit board. 217 CS on him. He's got... Actually, interesting, he's saving up a lot of money here on top of the Blinken level 1 Necrand. He's not thinking of doing something different, is he?
I don't see any reason why you wouldn't upgrade the Necro. Maybe if he was a little bit lower level, you could justify it because he decided to go Axes.
Oh, I guess the
he
bots
bought
first.
bots
and Gem.
So this is a more map control oriented style. So like having the bots and the Hawk means that with the Gem in your inventory, you can deward at a more consistent rate than what you could with just normal Book 3. And maybe he feels like he doesn't need the upgrade because Book 1 is way better than it used to be, honestly. Like it's still pretty darn good, even at level 1. Obviously Book 3 is better, but this is a better way to choke out the enemy team without having to rely on the book cooldown as much.
Interesting stuff here from the map. We'll see how it pans out. I've got bottom lane Spartan with an Invis rune. He's coming out, he's coming around. He's going for that build where he does go for the Aghanim straight up after the Arcanes. So he'll start to make his progress towards that one. Of course, looking at the Brewmother's progression on top of the Orchid, she has got 3k gold. BKB for Madara on the Sven. He's got it done. 5 gold and he'll have the recipe as well. So we're going to see the BKB for the Sven now come online. And at this point, we may see him try to go for more of the fights. But at the same time, we may also see them try and play passively and safe because they do have ways to deal with the BKB. And here's one of them. They're just going to roll straight up onto Spartan, looking for the easier kill as they'll take down the Witch Doctor on the sidelines. I'll see if they can find anything more here. Thug just keeping himself safe, remnanting out into the sideline. They've got the Midnight Shadow up. They might be able to find more, but the track's starting to fly out. MNT getting the vision here for the team. The double dust here. A lot of hate for the bounty hunter. I mean, you do not mess around when it comes to trying to deal with maybe next time. They won't find the kill, but double dust down.
Top lane.
Base in trouble. Home certainly is in trouble.
And there's no roar for another 40 seconds or so, so Skylark's going to have to make some serious space here.
Oh, and they still know Thug's here. Yeah, Thug, he's just playing with them at the moment. Blinks out, and maybe next time's teasing them. He's know they've already popped both for the dust. And but look at this. Top lane, boys. Tier 3's gone. You need to get yourselves in. Where's your dust? It's not there. And now Miposhka rolling into this one. Afterlife cancel casting the Chrono. Maybe even thinking about going for that one. Doesn't want to whiff it though, just in case the Spider's too speedy. But they've got to be very aware of this constant Brewmother threat that Skylark has been playing really, really nicely this game.
You know, if you look at the Golden Experience graphs, this would not indicate what's been happening this game at all, pretty much. And in a lot of ways, I still think the Empire are ahead, but they need to be very careful. Like, getting pulled apart like this by the Brood. Nice move there from Madara, making his way towards top lane to make sure they could actually kill the tier 3 tower. This is the stage in the game where the Brood becomes a lot scarier because your racks are actually exposed. So he's doing damage that pretty much cannot be fixed after that. So if he gets the melee racks, he gets the range racks. That's a lane that's always going to be pushing in at every stage in the game. And if she gets that, I think that the job from Skylark, it's not necessarily done, but, you know, it's already good enough.
Here we go. Into the pit for our Finem. We'll see if the contest is there from Empire. I'm sure it will be. They've got the Chronosphere. At the moment, just missing the Moonlight Shadow if they want to use that closing. Still 25 seconds on that one, but the Hawk coming through to set it up, and I think Finem are aware. This is a little bit risky for Finem to try and play for at the moment.
Mega risky.
They cannot go for this one without finding a kill, or at least trying to get some of the ultimates out from the side of Empire before the Roche contention.
The thing that's even more scary for Finem right now is like the amount of farm this Beastmaster has. Good lord. I guess we're not used to really seeing the safe lane Beastmaster, but he has got, what, like 11 CS a minute in a 23-minute game? That is absolutely insane. Granted, a lot of them are spiders.
Here we go. Skylark trying to get himself in position. Silence him up Miposhka. They'll put the Raw, but Skylark actually got the BKB out in time here. So the Raw, there's not going to be any follow-up. The Chronosphere is nice. Comes out to 3, but on the backlines, Thug chains onto Scanlan and King are holding them back. Afterlife trying to fight Skylark, but Skylark gets the ult out. Doesn't matter. The boulder comes through. They'll take him down. Madara with the BKB trying to focus down Afterlife, but he time walks out to the sidelines. Thug, and that's, I mean, we said before, it was Finem still in a comfortable position regardless of the kills, but after the back of that, you know, Empire take the fight. A nice swing of over 3,000 gold, and now they'll go into the Roche pit as well, and with the Beastmaster, they'll have no trouble taking this one down.
Man, that Chrono won them the fight so hard, actually. Scandal also had really good awareness.
Fighting at Finem! Oh, man, that's, I mean, we said before, it was at Finem still in a comfortable position regardless of the kills, but after the back of that, you know, Empire take the fight. A nice swing of over 3,000 gold, and now they'll go into the Roche pit as well, and with the Beastmaster, they'll have no trouble taking this one down.
Man, that Chrono won them the fight so hard, actually. Scandal also had really good awareness, realizing they could re-engage You know, Sven, he didn't have the BKB on anymore. Brood was pretty much already dead at that point. He blinks into like 3 or 4 heroes, gets the double Starstorm, does 3,000 damage in the course of like 2 seconds. It was unbelievable how much influence like Scandal and the Void had during that engagement. So between the two of them, they managed to take the fight pretty handedly. I think Ad Finem kind of just... They're relying a lot on their positioning since they don't have any saves against Chrono. So somebody gets roared, somebody gets feared. The Brood, unfortunately, ate both of those abilities, and Skylark still almost lived through it. Maybe if he had at least one other hero outside his sphere to help him, he could have made it through that engagement. But as soon as it happened, it was just a 4v5, and the fight becomes really hard.
That was really, really, really nice stuff from Empire. Just going to show us how well that these guys can perform as a team, and in situations as well. As you said, they just play the cool. They know the limits. You know, the Mirana jumping back in, it looked a bit like, whoa, whoa, hang on a minute. But as you said, Scandal knew his potential with the Starstorm damage. Really, really nice stuff. Big items coming out of the back of that as well. Scandal's managed to finish off his bots. You've now got a Veil of Discord on the Earth Spirit. I mean, you imagine that fight with a Veil of Discord, and suddenly you're killing 6 heroes.
Yeah, I think when you die to the team fight now of Empire, you just disconnect from the game. Just seems legit.
It's going to be
like
pretty,
the Mirana Earth Spirit combo is just so hard to fight into when you don't have magic immunity. You know, there's no pipe to offset the damage. You just die.
You really, really, really you need to be careful now as Finem. They're still managing to find, you know, good farm on their cores. They do have. Obviously now looking over to the Ember Spirit, pretty much the Battle Fury done. So after the blink pickup, after the bots, he still managed to get a reasonable timing. He is falling off in comparison to kind of the Ember and the Beastmaster, sorry, the Mirana and the Beastmaster, who have had a little bit of a better time in terms of finding kills. But of course, they're still looking very good on their Sven. Sven, Madara, 15,000 net worth at the moment. BKB picked up the Hyperstone as well on the top of the blink and the Echo Saber. And they've actually got eyes onto Afterlife there. But I don't think they're going to be able to make a jump in Afterlife. Playing it safe, getting back in top lane. Skylark, they've found him. The lockdown's there, and bam, the spider's gone. Splat.
Yeah, that was a pasting right there. Brought the can of raid with them. They're just going to go for the tier 2. I don't think Ad Finem can defend, so I'm not really sure why they're backing for bottom. Maybe they're just really scared of Afterlife's initiation. He doesn't have blink, though. Interesting that they actually decide to back here. So I guess they're just going to lose their Brood in 2 towers and not get anything in return. Empire seems to just be getting a stranglehold on this game very quickly.
And I mean, looking at the Beastmaster as well, Ramses, 2.5k. He's actually going to pick up the 4-star here on the Beastmaster, and that's also something we see every day.
I guess it's an item that does help you catch out a little bit more. It's nice against the kind of lockdown that Ad Finem have, because they only have a couple of disables, right? It's like Searing Chains, Stormhammer, Cask. Force Staff is great against Cask because it can go from like bouncing between 3 different heroes a million times to one person's out of range, so it only stuns like once or twice. And then obviously if somebody gets disabled and the Sven blinks in, Force Staffing them away, when the Sven has no mobility items other than 1 blink, you know, the Force Staff pretty much counters the blink initiation of the Sven, if you want to think of it that way. So it's a nice pickup, and I don't really think he needs to build any damage items necessarily. He can go back for like a refresher if he wants to have the double roar, double book. And I think that's, you know, that's good enough to even to go to like a 60-minute game. It's just very uncommon to see a Beastmaster with this weighted of a net worth this early on because he was safe lane.
Yeah, maybe as well on kind of a longer point, maybe picked up to try and maybe deal with the fact that maybe this Ember was going to consider getting a Lincoln Sphere. So, you know, there's still that solo pick-up potential with the force to break the Lincolns and then to follow through with the Roar.
Yeah, that's very true as well. That can work great against that build.
We'll see. We'll have to see what indeed Thug goes for. I'm sure he's going to go for a bit more of the down. He's got to get that Crystallis online. If they can get the Crystallis with the Battle Fury, they've still certainly got a lot of punch. You know, especially when it comes to high ground defense on Ad Finem. Madara himself, he's still beefing up. He'll start to pick up the components of the AC. Try and get that ready as soon as he can. The question is, will it come soon enough? Empire starting to move in the push. They've already sent back Ramses to the top to deal with this push from the man himself, the Ember Spirit. They'll lead him with the Roar, and look at this. Necro units eliminating the entire mana bar of Thug. It's a good item, Andy. It's a good item.
I think we're starting to see why Beastmaster is banned like every single game. Hero is just ridiculous, honestly. I'm surprised it got through in this matchup, especially considering, you know, Empire have 2 really good Beastmaster players. That's the thing that makes them even scarier, I would say, than a normal team, because they will run safe lane Beastmaster if they think it's better, and both of their players are exceptional at the hero. So it gives them more options, you know? It's just a harder thing.
And that's the same with a fair few heroes as well. I mean, you look at the Furion, Ramsey, Scandal, Afterlife, they all play that. And you look at the Batrider. Yeah, they've all played that as well in competitive. So this is definitely one of the strengths of Empire, that this versatility with some of the strongest heroes in the current meta.
Yeah, definitely. Gonna see a Moonlight Shadow here. No gem on anyone, so they... Oh, will they spot the Brood? Oh, God.
They're rolling over. There we go. They're going to find it. The BKB's forced out, and they're not messing. They drop the Chronosphere. Skylark caught in this one, and it's enough damage now, even just with this Void hitting away. It's going to be the Brood down. 20 to 5. AC's come online. We've not really seen the chance for the Sven to show his true power in the fights. This is something that we're still kind of waiting to see. But the question is it going to be enough when you just compare it to the amount of items and the progression that Empire are finding now at this point of the game? I mean,
it's a little bit about items, but it's a lot about team composition as well. They just have so much BKB lockdown from Madara. They are going to scout out a little bit here. Oh, God. They smoked right under the ward.
Oh, Ramses jumps in, roar onto Madara. There's the roll forward, the stun control as well onto the Sven. Sven losing mana fast and he's out. The Deathfall will get dropped down, pummels into the line. Miposhka with a Ghost Scepter starts to walk off. The bounces, Ramses is forced to disengage, but Afterlife coming in with the bashes, controlling this Sven. They've already lost 2 here on the side of Finem, but the Brood, she's going to be back up in 5. The jump forward to Scandal picks off the Witch Doctor. Now Empire. We'll see if they want to try and push in for more. I mean, this is looking scary and scary. There you go. This face is Void. He's got Diffusal now done on top of the Manta style as well. Afterlife, very, very scary. And indeed, as you said, that Observer Warp from Empire absolutely setting up that situation. And Spirit, he treats himself to the triple time.
Sometimes you just got to learn stuff. Buy some books after you fight. Get smarter. Yeah, just going back to the draft a bit, the Sven pick to me is just too countered by what Empire have. Like, you're not reliably going to be able to stick on a Mirana. 2 other cores in the team have lockdowns for you that you cannot get away from. Like the Roar there, sure, he didn't die, but Madara couldn't do anything after the Roar wore off because he had no mana. He couldn't even Warcry, he couldn't pop God Strength, can't stun. So the mana drain is good enough, you know, you don't even have to kill the Sven at that point. You can just leave him alone. It's like a Wraith King with no mana. He just doesn't do anything.
Oh, absolutely.
So, and in a lot of ways, I don't feel like in hindsight, Sven was necessarily the best pick, but like you were mentioning, it is a very comfort zone thing for them. And also, I don't know if I said this already, probably should ban Beastmaster if you're not first pick. Probably.
Yeah, they're certainly proving the power of it. And I like this as well. So you've got Shadowblade now on Earthspear. And also worth noting as well, Earthspear, he was a little bit of a lad. He let all those 3 tomes go to King R on the Lion. That's very nice.
What a pal.
What a pal. What a buddy.
I wish somebody bought me tomes when I was playing.
Yeah, King R's, he's smiling now. I mean, if that's not kind of the big kind of morale boost you need to keep your team and your spirits high when you are ahead, and you've got to keep yourself cool, you cannot afford to take even an even engagement now. Because if you start to feed away some of these high-value kills against a light upper with a bounty, it really will come back to bite you in the foot.
So. Yeah, it's a scary thing.
Oh, Afterlife coming in. They'll try here with the ult and the God Strength cleaving through the line. They'll find Afterlife as well, and now have Finem. They're the ones on the front of this fight, and Empire have to disengage the hell out of there. I mean, I said I wanted to see the power of the Sven, and you know, even though the kills that they are behind, it certainly still is there on this big boy who's 20,000 net worth in, and even a little bit more now as well. They got to watch out for this Sven. They cannot let him get a lock on them.
Man, that was such a nice chain of initiation as well. Getting a double stun, positioning himself in a way so the cleave hits both targets. That was about the best kind of initiation you can hope for. And thankfully, the rest of Empire weren't in the area. Like, Ramses wasn't there. You know, Miposhka was a little bit too far away. It's, you know, like you mentioned, you can't really do that too many times. They still, in my opinion, have the superior lineup in terms of team fight and whatnot. But you only get the 2 or 3 of those.
Shadowblade boys straight onto Spartan. Goodbye, Witch Doctor. He's out. Ramses coming in, forcing forward. Gets the Royal to Skylight. The follow-ups there with the lockdown from King R. Rolling in onto the big bad spider. They'll take down a second. The question is, can they try and find a third? Try with the arrow. Oh! It's on point! Scandal finds MNT. The Starstorm flies through. They'll find themselves a third. Empire, they may have just taken a bad exchange down on the bottom where they lose 2 to a Sven, but bam, just like that, they reassert their position in this game.
Yeah, with that fight, Roshan gonna be up kinda soon. Should be able to take that, I think, with relative ease, because by the time they get back, yeah, Roar will probably be off cooldown again. Ram's just sitting on 5,100 gold.
I mean, why not? Why not? He's
Jesus Christ. Like, just buy an item.
just... And this is the thing as well. You know the hero's good when it's kind of winning a game against maybe next time's bounty hunter. That's where, you know what I mean.
Oh, Thug.
Well, he was enjoying life.
He was enjoying life, and then he was no more.
He was indeed. I mean, this is the thing as well. Looking at the lineups, you know, obviously saying the fight's good here for Empire. If this game does get prolonged, surely you're favouring the kind of the Sven Ember core compared to what Empire have, or is that not necessarily the case?
Not really.
You don't
I mean,
think?
the problem with the lineup is you got these melee cores that kind of want to be in close proximity to the team fights against a Void, potentially like Earth Spirit stun, you know, Blink line initiation, and when you have Beastmaster, you always have to remember vision. Like, vision is so crucial for making sure that you can keep map control, you can pressure the enemy team. They feel helpless when they know that most of the stuff they're going to be doing is going to get scouted. Like, take them smoking under the ward, for example, in middle lane. Sure, it got dewarded eventually, but a Hawk is pretty much just a ward. And you have 2 of them out all the time in addition to your normal vision. So it's like, even if your team is maybe better on paper, you still got to get out of your base to win.
You can see here, Empire going for the Roshan. Finem, they're totally aware of this. And Shadowblade not going to save you now as the man comes under a sentry. They'll take down the Earth Spirit now. Yeah, Empire not happy sticking around for this one unless they can find an opening. Back in with the arrow. Arrow coming out. Is he going to latch on anyone? Oh, nearly catching Thug there, but Madara jumps in. Stormman with the death foot as well. They're taking down a second. Scandal pops the BKB, but he's got to run. He's got to hide. Ramses with the Roar, holding back the Sven, but Thug jumps in with the Remnant. He's looking to chase down for more. The refresh blink. Ramses has to get himself out, and he does. It does cost him the refresher, but he keeps his life intact. They lose to Empire, and they're going to lose the Roshan off the back of this one by the looks of it.
Man, that was such a clutch initiation there, coming in from Finem, catching up a push before he's really able to do much of anything.
Here. Scandal comes in, the Starstorm burst. It's going to be enough to finish off Spartan, potentially, and it will. But now Afterlife from Ramses, do they have enough to fight up against this? They'll look for Thug. They will find the Ember Spirit. Afterlife time walks himself up to the high ground. Scandal still on the sidelines, throws the arrow back in. Madara, he's trying to finish off the Roshan. Is he going to be able to get it? No! Roshan killed by the Dire, and Scandal picks it up as well. They've lost a third here at Finem. And Empire, off the back of losing a few heroes at the start of that fight, they come back in, they take down 3, they get themselves Roshan now. They may be in a position to try and force out some buybacks.
Well, they already forced 2. I think the rest of Empire are going to be pretty okay with that exchange. Man, that looked like such a good initiation, and then all of a sudden, you remember that Beastmaster has Refresher, still has a Necro Book and a Roar ready to go for the re-engage. And, you know, they still had Chronosphere up on top of that. There's just so many things that Finem have to worry about in these engagements, you know.
Boy. And
BKB lockdown.
Look how much money the Void's got. He just had 5.5 straight up. I mean, he buys a full BKB.
I'm surprised it didn't go Blink, actually. But yeah, BKB is obviously good, too. Yeah. Just makes it so that, you know, he gets the Orchid cast on him or whatever. He can either Manta or BKB it. Last time, I think Skylark used Orchid on the Beastmaster. But, yeah, that is not an easy thing to come back from if you're Finem. Buying back on 2 heroes, losing Roshan, losing, you know, 3 or 4 heroes.
This is, I mean, on the plus side, I kind of feel this is scaling up to be a potential Rapier game for Thug if he gets there. Kind of playing on the back foot now at this point. He's got the crystal.
If he gets the money.
If he gets the, I mean, it's a big if. It's a big if.
I mean, he's sitting on a Battle Fury Blink Crystallis at 40 minutes. That ain't great.
He's a little bit poor. He's suffering a little bit this game, that's for sure. I mean, Empire, they have just played this really nicely. As we keep going back to the fact that they utilize the Beastmaster so perfectly, and Afterlife's Chronos as well, they've been absolutely on point. Miposhka on the Earth Spirit, there's farm rate on Scandal. There's just so many things going at the moment for Empire in their lineup, and Finem, they are being punished. And I like this as well because it's nice to see a team deal with the way that Finem plays with the Bounty Hunter. In a similar way that kind of Finem dealt with No Diggity earlier today. They realized what the team likes to do. They worked out its weaknesses. And this time, it's Finem on the back foot because it's Empire working out theirs.
Yeah, they've played a phenomenal game so far. Still don't know if I agree with banning the Ench instead of the Beastmaster in the first phase, but we'll see in Game 2 who has first pick, first of all, and then how Finem decide to adapt. Because, I mean, this one for me is just about in the books. Like, yeah, your Sven has a ton of farm, but if Empire drop their ultimates on the Sven's dead. Like, you can't really save him.
MNT coming forward, but Ramses, he's got the gem, and goodbye Bounty. Eliminated straight away. The arrow follow-up, they're going to find themselves a second potentially, but the uphill mischance, they'll still get it though as the rock comes down, smashing in the skull of the Witch Doctor. Empire find themselves a second, 2 now down without buyback. They've still got the cores available at Finem, but is it enough to defend? The fortification being popped out, and Empire stand their ground. Thug just spamming out the sleight of fist, but at this point it's just not enough damage. Ramsey's coming in with a second roll. Madara will get the BKB out in time, but Afterlife isn't messing. Drops down the Chronosphere to control him. Scandal leaping away from Skylark. Now they got enough damage to kill down Madara. Maposhka rolling, and they have. They'll take down the Sven, but he buys back immediately. Skylark chasing King R at the base. Can they save King R? No, they can't. They will lose the line, but now Scandal turning around. Man finding up against the Broodmother. And in comes Maposhka as well, but now he's got to back up. Madara's there with the God Strength. They've got to be careful, Empire. They've got to be careful. Let's see if they go back in. Arrow following through. Madara backing up. The rack's incredibly low. One more touch and they will be able to do it. Madara's being kited up again. They will be able to finish off the melee racks it. And they will get them. And now it's probably going to be the best for Empire to disengage. Keep it cool as they found themselves the objective and they force out another big buyback from the side of Ad Finem.
They're just continually dealing economic damage to Ad Finem, and they can't afford it. Like the Sven, he went from being like highest net worth to second highest to third highest, and he's continually having to invest into defending his base in a situation where he wants to be finishing up like Satanic. I mean, he even needs like extra inventory slots at this point. And that's really the downfall of the Sven, is because you need to be able to do so much damage in a short time period that you like one or two shot a hero, which is why you really want crit in this game, because you know you're not going to be able to hit freely for very long. You're either going to get roared or you're going to get speared, you know, blink hex, whatever. And that's in addition to your BKB duration now being down to 5 seconds. So if it wasn't already hard enough for Madara to hit somebody, it's not going to get any easier.
They're certainly stepping up the difficulty here for Ad Finem. They need to come out with some big plays and smart one as well, because Empire just absolutely playing perfectly today. We've really kind of seen just Empire just scale up their performance over the group stages into the playoffs. You know, day one was a little bit of a mess. Day two, they picked it up, and now here we go. Day two, the finals, the grand finals of the playoffs. They're really playing at their best, and they've got to if they wish to take this series against Ad Finem. We're only one game in, but Empire certainly in the driver's seat at the moment with the Moonlight, trying to set something up, and Ramses comes in with the Ron to the Sven. They've got the Hex to follow through as well, and the backlines Afterlife. Chronos Thug eliminates the Ember Spirit. He's down for 90 seconds, no buyback. BKB pop by Madara. He'll move in. They'll chunk down Ramses here. They're trying to fight back against the remainder of Empire, but Afterlife puts the BKB in the stun. Coming from a Paposhka, the finger as well. King R will finish off the Sven, and now Ad Finem, 2 of their cores off the game. Spartan takes an arrow to the knee. He's down as well, and GG well played is called. Empire take the series, the game, 35-12. 42 minutes in. Ad Finem tried their best, but Empire, they dealt with the Bounty Hunter. They beat the Ad Finem Bounty Hunter that's been the bane of an incredible number of teams. And I think a lot of it is down to the draft, as you said, Andy, and getting that Beastmaster. It's going to be very interesting to see where that hero plays a part in the upcoming games drafts.
Yeah, I mean, if Ad Finem aren't first pick, because I think this game Empire were first pick, right?
They were indeed, because we wondered if they were going to take the bounty because they didn't ban it, but they opened up with a Beastmaster pick. Correct.
Ah, okay. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, I think that probably means that Ad Finem get first pick second game. I don't know if that means that they're going to ban it or probably say yes. But the other thing, too, about this game, we didn't touch on it too much, is the early picked all over the place, you know? Like, MNT was walking around, like, finding some information and whatnot, which is great. But he did end up giving away a couple of kills. Everyone else was getting picked off as well from either the Maposhka on the Earth Spirit or Scandal's arrows. Like, he was 4-0, I think, in, like, 8 minutes or something crazy like that. Just Empire seemed to get rolling very early and never stopped.
Yeah, I'd agree. I mean, all in all, game 2, I mean, Ad Finem, they need to try something different, and that's going to be a bit of a shock to the system for them, because that is kind of classic Ad Finem that they brought here in game 1. So, I don't know about you. I'm incredibly excited to see how this series continues. I'm sure Ad Finem will be able to take at least a game back against the side of Empire, considering the way that they've been performing so far today, but we will indeed find out very, very shortly. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Myself and Andy will be back in a few minutes with Game 2 between Team Empire and Ad Finem.